Before you dive into this story, let me give you a few content warnings. The last thing I want is to catch you too off guard, dear. This tale may include death or reference to it, surreality, alcohol, smoking, unreality, and mild harm to children. But don't worry. While they may get some bumps and bruises, no children will die. Everyone who helped tell this story had a set of safety tools to use in case anything became triggering to them. But I want you to be safe as well. So if anything happens that is triggering to you, please do take care of yourself. Remember, you can always step away if you need to. Oh, well, now that we've gone through that, why don't we begin? Let's see what lies beyond the brook.
Welcome, viewers, to the 7th episode of Beyond the Brook, a miniseries inspired by Over the Garden Wall and using the Babes in the Woods role-playing system to tell the story of 5 children lost in the mysterious wilderness known only as the Backwoods. I am your narrator, Edward Spence. My pronouns are he, him, and my rock fact for this week, nice and simple, my favourite flower is a sunflower. And here with us we have, as ever, our incredible wolf pack. Shall we say hello, wolf pack? And in no particular order, Stella. Hi.
Hi, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all our social media. I'm playing Penny. We use she, they pronouns. My rock fact is going to be about being a kid because y'all did it last time. Okay. So when I was a kid, my parents bought me tons of fake Pokemon cards and tons of gel pens, some of which were scented. And at the playground in elementary school, I used to sell them for like $2 to $5 each. And I got into trouble because the teachers found out, so Pokemon cards were banned at my elementary school because of me.
Stella capitalism arc.
That's not on Stella. That's on the school being stupid enough to not recognize enterprise.
Industry.
Industry.
I am just now imagining Heisenberg Pokemon, just like Heisenberg. Sorry. Let's continue. C. Hi, C.
Oh my gosh. Hi, I've never gone second before. Hi, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. Tonight, I'm playing Lou. I'm playing Lou. You're playing you. And Lou is using they, them pronouns. My rock fact is that when I was a kid, I'm doing this again. I'm so sorry. My grandmother, who lived with us at the time, used to send me into the woods to collect her piles of moss that I would bring back for her. She would put it on a plate in her room on the windowsill.
For what?
She liked it.
Yeah, I don't think you're real.
That
I don't
didn't
think you
answer
exist.
anything.
I
So
could do rock facts just about my grandma if I needed to.
I think we're going to add extra episodes to this series, this 10-episode mini-series, just so we can learn more about your backstory. Everything that's brought you to this place now. Laurel, hi.
Hi, I'm Laurel. My pronouns are she, they. I'm playing Angie, and her pronouns are she, her. I create fangirl core content nowadays because I'm autistic and I have a lot of special interests. I'm Laurel on Twitch, Laurel Rothamel everywhere else. And my rock fact is that when I was 19 years old, I played Stella Luna in a children's stage play and performed to a bunch of kids in different schools around Texas.
You're so cool. You're so cool.
The Stella Luna cinematic universe expands.
Yes, it's expanding.
What was your opening line? Do you remember?
Oh, um, no, because it was Stella Luna and Other Tales, so it was like 3 or 4 children's books, and one of the characters I played was Stella Luna, but I also played like a bunch of snakes and like a zebra.
Damn,
I
they
don't
give you
remember.
multiple snakes?
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah. I was puppets. It was fun.
Oh my
So cool.
goodness. And Lexi.
Yeah, my name's Lexi. I use he, she, they pronouns, but I'm going to be playing Gust, who uses he, him pronouns. My rock fact is, when I was younger, is this, I don't know, rock fact, I accidentally, when I was a child, guessed that my 2 older siblings were from a different dad, just out of the blue. And just said, just fully joking at a dinner table, was like, be funny if you guys had different dads, and kept laughing and eating. And everyone else stopped around me. And to this day, I believe that I am some sort of oracle.
God, I love children.
It's
Wow.
wonderful. Truly.
And finally, Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie Duvernay. Maddie Duvernay everywhere, sometimes with an extra Y, depending on the site. And my rock fact, it isn't about me. Happy Black History Month. Support your Black creators.
And we would also like to thank the incredible folks over at Die Hard Dice and Frivolous Bear for sponsoring this series. We cannot thank you enough. Go check out Die Hard Dice and their online store, specifically their Over the Garden Wall and Beyond the Brook inspired dice. At the time of recording, most of them are sold out, so grab them while you can. Let's jump straight back into it as we delve into the Backwoods in Chapter 7.
Wow.
The Garden Party. Winter is approaching, and as ash falls from the trees, the scars of the Witchfinder's attack still fresh upon the Backwoods, our 5 children continue south, in the direction of Mother Wolf, though this journey may have changed in its destination. But our 5 children have a new quest: to rekindle the flame within the lighthouse. The air is colder now, and the backwoods seem emptier, quieter, more daunting. The sky above is grey and cloudy, and every so often, a rumble echoes around. But all you have for company are your footsteps.
I think Lou was up on a hill for a moment, and they had paused to take a moment to go up to the top of this little hill, and they've been howling just kind of out into the air, and then like coming forward and leaning. They do this a few times, I think, before trotting back down the hill to the rest of the group, and nodding once. That was I was just talking with Mother Wolf, and she says that we should head right for the lighthouse, and she'll meet us there.
Well, I mean, she probably knows best, so I mean, and we know we have to take Angie to the lighthouse. So, that aligns with our purposes, I think.
Angie has been abnormally quiet. At this point, I think she's just nodding in agreement and looking at her feet while she walks.
It's done, right?
I feel like, yeah, wait. Ix, did you get the flowers?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, I think we just
Do
need
you
Penny.
need Yeah.
Yes.
And Penny will flick their hands into the bowl and scoot the bowl towards the group of you. Okay, this is extra concentrated. Be very careful. Once it dries, it won't come undone.
Got one shot then. Let's make this happen. And just furiously will tie a bunch of tying a stick to I don't want to reveal it, but we're just the cloud powder and springs and hammer
The
noises.
Animal Crossing sound.
Yeah, where did we get a
Something
saw?
Animal Crossing
Why
crafting
they're
sound.
sawing?
We are sawing. Me and Penny
There's
are
a coat of paint that goes on.
yeah. And from behind Angie, as Angie walks,
Angie does not react. She continues to walk and look down.
Witch.
Hey.
Sorry.
She turns around and she says, "Why are we calling me names?"
We have a gift for you, Angie.
Okay.
But I feel like it's behind. It's behind. Yeah, I feel like Lou's holding it, but it's still higher than Lou's head.
Yeah, it's like a little weird thing above their head.
Elbow
Is it-
Lou.
Is it that?
What?
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 Wait. Okay.
Present it, like we said. Do the
Okay.
voice.
Okay. Introducing Angie, the witch's new broom.
And Lou gets on one knee and presents like a knight presenting a sword. Put together broom made of Lou's fishing rod makes up the stick of it, and the bellows from Gus tied all together with Penny's honey, and there are lots of flowers wrapped up with the sticks and the sprouts coming out to form the broom with little flowers on the end from Ixia. And Lou presents it forward.
Angie looks at it and she won't make eye contact with anyone. She's like, "That was very nice of you." And she grabs it and she looks at it, and you guys can see, you can't see Angie's face because she really just keeps looking down, but you can see tears are dropping on it. And she says, "I won't lose this one. I solemnly swear I won't lose this one."
But do you like it?
I love it. It's the nicest thing anyone has ever given me. And you know what? It kind of matches my witch outfit now, because my witch outfit was homemade too.
Yeah, we made it to look like you. Sometimes I'm gonna have to use it to fish if we get hungry, but it's mostly yours.
Understood. Thank you guys. And she puts it between her legs and she wipes her tears. She waddles forward.
And if you need a little bit of acceleration, there's this little pedal on the back that you can press down.
And she kicks it. And I picture Angie is so small that when she kicks it, she kind of hops in the air and she lifts off the ground. She's like, "Whoa! Well, that's really fun." And now she's waddling and hopping. And waddling and hopping.
Angie's smiling. Angie's smiling.
Yeah.
Right? We did good, I think.
We did.
I
Wow.
think she likes it.
High five.
Yeah.
Sticky.
Oh, yeah.
As the bellows with each waddle that Angie makes. Gust, can you make a wood move for me, please?
Sure.
So minus your fear and plus your hope.
Okay, I don't have any fear. Yes, I do.
Oh, got me crying and we just started.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay. I got an 8 on the die. I don't know if I have anything actually in fear.
Okay. In which case, on a 7 to a 9, you choose a kid to confide in, and they will get +1 friendship to you.
I think that Gust is a bit younger than Ixia and Lou, but has seen both of them really trying hard to be brave. And so I think that he's scared. And so I feel like he's gonna go to I think he's gonna go to Penny, because I think that he thinks that Penny is the same age as him. He's not sure. But he's yeah, we think very similarly. Everybody's gotta have a buddy. So he goes to Penny. He's like, Penny, it was wonderful to work with you on the broom.
Okay.
Sorry.
You are very good at you're very strong and very, I don't know, you can do a lot of different things. You really hold us together, you know?
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I tend to have to do everything on my own, so I guess I'm good at a lot of things because of that. Kind of like you. You're really good at a lot of things too.
Well, thank you. I mean, those of us, we had to strike out on our own and do our own thing. It's easy for us when things get hard and tough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, you said that the feed came to you?
You see Penny stretch a little taller. Yeah. It was very scary, but Penny looks over towards Lou for a brief moment, then back to you. But we have to be brave, right?
Right? What does that mean? Because so far, being brave kind of just sounds like running, and that's cool, but can I tell you something? Secret? You can't tell anyone else?
Okay.
I've been scared this whole time. Every time we said we've been brave, I've been terrified.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't have been able to tell, I'll be honest. You look pretty brave to me.
What if I told you I didn't really look like this?
Well, what are you scared of?
Well, everybody has been talking about their family and wanting to go home, and I kind of want the opposite. I'm I I've never heard of the real before, but I'm afraid to go home. I'm afraid that someone big is gonna find me. That's not the feed.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
afraid to go back home too. I guess you can say that I ran away.
I did too. Wait, when did you run away?
I think about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of months for me, but I ran away too. I don't know. Where were you running from?
You have to promise you're not gonna tell anyone.
I solemnly swear that I will never tell anyone.
Okay. So, you know those bees that we've been seeing?
Yeah, I've been drawing them, and you see that with like on his little xylophone, he has turned each note into a little sketch pad. But each note has like couple of notes of them have like little bees. Other ones have tiny drawings of other things we've seen so far, but he's been sketching them down.
You see the shape that is Penny's mouth? Just immediately the corners begin to drop into a deep, sad frown. They used to be my family. I used to be a bee, and I don't really know what happened, but I think it was time for me to leave. So I did.
You just found it. You just turned into honey and left?
I used to be really alone, and it's scary being alone.
I'm sorry. I think that one of the reasons that I really trust you, and trust you from the first time I met you, was I think I felt you were like me somehow.
And I'm sorry that you had to leave your home too.
Yeah. It was kind of the opposite for me. Like it was very loud. Everyone was everywhere, and I didn't. I'm gonna say this, and I don't really know what it means, but I didn't really have like a self. If that makes sense. But
I think that makes sense because I think there's different kinds of lonely.
yeah, I think I was surrounded by so many people, so many things, and I was lonely and angry, and I realized that I had to be self, be my own self, and I've been running ever since.
You think that it's been helping?
And his eyes will glance up at the sky and then down at the brooch, and he'll cover it a little bit. I've been myself for a while now, and that's kind of fun. But I think I'm just scared a lot that I'll run into them.
Well, if we do, I'll be right next to you.
Yeah. I've learned a lot in 3 to 4 months, and one of those things is how to protect people. And he will take his xylophone out and play a little ditty, and then just say, and kind of lunge forward, a little bit louder than he should, xylophone in hand, and his little I forget what they're called, but the thing that he uses to play the xylophone. And he's like, "I'll protect you, Penny, and from the things," and he realizes how loud he speaks, "the things that are after you, and you can protect me from the things that are after me. It's a promise."
Yeah, I like that. And you see Penny pull up the bowl and then scoots closer so that it's sort of an umbrella over the two of them. And I'll protect you.
Yeah, and plays a menacing, very bad sounding tune.
Oh god, that would be amplified underneath this like
Yep.
metal dome.
We're having this private conversation. Ding ding dong ding 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 dong dong.
As this ominous yet strangely childlike tune just emanates out into the woods, Lou, stepping through the forest, you notice that the ash and the grey are beginning to subside. You see grass. You see brown trees with orange leaves. And beyond this, you can just make out what looks to be a very large, very green hedge.
Hey, I think we're finally in the next part of the forest now.
Oh, this looks like something I've seen in my storybooks.
Are you gonna scream in excitement and run forward so we have to chase you?
Should I?
I would prefer if you didn't.
Ah!
Oh.
She runs forward with her broom in hand.
As you do, emerging out of the undergrowth, you see before you a large, large green hedge, and set in the middle of this, two white marble pillars, between which you see two tall golden gates, on which are embroidered the letter M in ostentatious calligraphy, and stretching out to either side, in between the hedge, you see tall iron railings trailing off, intermingled with the plant life, almost as tall as the fencing itself. And beyond these golden gates, off in the distance, at the end of a long gravel path that stretches almost as far as you can see, you see a large manor house. White stone surrounded by thick pillars and windows almost as tall as some houses that you've seen, and a dark black tiled roof slopes off its massive frame, and there must be dozens of chimney across its surface, but interrupting any view of the grounds before it, sat directly between you and the house itself, you see a large, round maze of tall, overgrown hedges, the gravel path that leads from the gate to the manor branching off in either direction to go around this structure. And Lou, make a general noodle roll for me, please.
Can't say that noodle is my best stat, but I rolled a 6 and a 5, so 11.
I would say with that, as you begin to approach, there is a smell upon the air. The smell of rats, and more than this, cats.
Ugh. This place is housing the enemy. Not the big enemy. Not, and then they like immediately not the bad enemy like the witch. My enemy.
Who's your enemy?
Felines.
Feel lines? Feel lines? I thought we agreed that it's good to share our feelings. Feelings.
Cats.
Oh.
Aw, but cats are cute.
What is the cat?
What is a cat?
It's like a wolf but slightly worse.
And as you say this, coming to the gate itself, you see walking up the gravel path a very small individual, probably no taller than Angie is, honestly. They are dressed in spotless drab black and white, with a long black tailcoat and white gloves, and an upturned, very pale, almost emotionless face, as a smartly dressed child walks up and, opening the gate, looks at all of you. We weren't expecting more servants for the party, but I assume the master has sent you to wait upon Milady.
I only speak English, but what I will say is that we all saw your pretty gates, and we would like to run around in that maze, please.
What is a cat?
I, I, I do not know what a cat is, but if you are coming inside, you will require more appropriate attire.
Angie, take your hat off. Angie, take your hat off.
Angie takes her hat off and she's like, "Why do we need tires, guys? We're not even in a car."
A tire.
What's a car?
What?
Huh?
I don't know what a car is, but a tire is like the stuff you're wearing.
As you say that, Penny looks down at their body, then back up.
Penny, cover yourself. Just kidding. Gus does not say that.
Lou looks down at their body where they're wearing literally a burlap sack and trousers from 80 years ago. They look back up. I think I look pretty cool.
I think Ixia looks at her dress and sees, like, she's like, I get it. More flowers! And more flowers just pop out of her dress, and she's like, better?
No. You will find a change of clothes over here, and he points at a nearby sort of what's the word for it? It's basically like a small hut that stands next to the gate, just to observe passing visitors. And he points towards it, and you will wear black and white while you are on Milady's lawn.
Let's
Black
do
and white
it,
is
guys.
boring.
It's time. You guys ever see in the movies when they do a montage? It's time for a montage. Come on.
Sometimes I have no idea what she's saying.
It's like she's trying to speak to us. I just know it.
She's saying something.
Guys, and she runs over and she's like, "We're all gonna try on clothes, and you gotta purposely try on something that's like gonna look bad first, and then we'll go no, and then you put on a new one, and it'll look good, and we'll be like, yeah."
Easy. Gus is all in on this. Gus loves fashion. Gus loves clothes. This is great. He's gonna help anyone who needs it, and even if you don't want it, he's like, "This would look great on you, and this would look great on you, and this looks real. This is a really great color for you. I think you're an autumn, actually."
Gus, what would
still
look
wear
good on
shoes.
me?
I think, okay, we'll come back to Lou. Yes. But Angie, okay,
Yeah.
listen, you're in summer, all right? So we've got to get you some colors in here, but of course it's black and white, so we'll sneak them in. We will sneak them in,
Okay.
and I think I'm just helping you do this, but I'm going to Ixia and getting as many flowers as possible for a sort of flower crown that I'm very delicately, like, placing into your hair.
So, at the end of this montage, what is everybody wearing?
Okay, I'll go first. I picture Angie's in like a what do they call it? It's like a men's night suit jacket, but with a skirt that matches, and she's got this tiny little bolo tie, and then she's got purple yellow flower crown that Gus made for her. So very dapper and also feminine. Ta-da!
Ooh. Which one do we do first? Ooh.
No, you
you do the-
already did the bad one, so
We
now
did
you
the
do
bad
the
one.
good one.
Yeah.
Well, Penny can't wear clothes.
No.
So I'm wrapping my head around this. Go.
I think Gust has like a very long, like almost like a military coat, like the long coattails, the really cool epaulets, gold, and has like the golden buttons slide down. It's way too big for him, so it's trailing all the way behind like a wedding trail, like a veil. And he's got his hand in his pockets. He's still gonna wear his black slacks, and his brooch is underneath. He never takes the brooch off. But he found a top hat that is sitting like he did not press down his afro. It's just like sitting very lightly atop the afro. And he's got one of those like constable like inspectors, like the one
The monocle.
the monocle, that's what it is, the monocle. And he's just taking it out and looking at everyone, but the lens is popped out.
Angie takes one of the flowers from her crown and she puts it in your pocket, so you have like a what is it
What's
called?
it called?
Boutonniere.
Yeah, boutonniere, yeah, perfect. And I'm like, thank you, and I'm looking at it. Like,
And when she's doing it, she's got her pinky up and she's like, "You are surely welcome."
bowing.
Curtsy. Who wants to go next?
I imagine when it's Penny's turn, there's a concerted effort of trying to like put clothes on Penny, in Penny, and it's just not quite working. So we have to think a little bit outside the box here. And I imagine whatever kind of substance this is, we essentially have to dye Penny. So we have to acquire some kind of like milk, I guess, or cream and charcoal or something.
Milk?
Well, milk and honey, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then charcoal.
You do a little milk tea.
Snap my little pen and just like use the ink.
It's kind of like an impression of a tuxedo. It's sort of like there's like a white-ish triangle blending into like the darkness of the honey. It's it is shifting down each time you move. It's all of that color is uniformly moving down your body. You probably have around an hour until your outfit is dissembled entirely. But Lou and Ixia, how about yourselves?
I think Ixia despises the fact of not wearing her flowers in her dress. So she finds like a white ribbon and kind of like puts it on the back of her flower crown to like hang off of her hair in the back. And she reluctantly finds like a black pair of shoes that she despises because she's so used to walking around barefoot, and they absolutely cannot wait to take these shoes off.
Sprite is just looking at your feet and just...
I know, Sprite. If I had it my way, I'd chuck him out the window.
I think as you say that, a shoe goes flying past. As Lou is like, no! From where the like changing room. And then they step out, and their tail is wagging, their ears are all perked up, and they do a little twirl in their little maid outfit. Is the last thing that they had. They're in this really cute kind of like mid-length black dress, with these big like kind of puffy shoulders and a white apron over top. That's got lots of frills on it. And they're kind of like playing with the corner of one of the like the lacy bits, and they're like, "Look at all of this fishing line. My tail has so much room to move in this. I feel really aerobic. I kind of like this."
This is a great look for you.
I think Ixia walks up to Lou and like fixes the apron a little bit and then kind of circles them and goes, "I think you look really good. I like
Thanks.
this.
I've never worn anything like this before.
It suits you."
As you say this, the young boy returns and... Okay, you may come now and you may join us on the lawn for tea and cakes.
Cakes?
Tea! That's my favorite letter.
As he moves away and heads towards the house, moving and strafing around the outside of the maze, can everyone take a gander for me, please? And whoever rolls the highest will notice something odd.
I got an 8.
Got a
Six.
6.
A 9.
I also got a 9.
So those of you who rolled a 9, as you are walking away from the small hut, you notice that in addition to the sheer array of black and white clothes that are hung up very neatly, you see shoved into one corner a small pile of clothes. Children's clothes. Browns and colours and whites. And shoes. All piled together in one corner, as the little boy in front of you just waddles ahead of you and disappears around the side of the maze.
Angie didn't see this, so she's just walking forward, and she feels so dapper and pretty. She's never felt dapper and pretty at the same time, and so she's just walking, and she's twirling her little skirt around, and she's looking at her jacket. She's like, "Guys, you wanna go in the maze?"
I think Lou is literally doing exactly the same thing. They're like twirling around a little bit, and they're like, "Don't I look like cool and handsome in this? Like, I look so cool.
Yeah.
And you look
Yes.
so cool.
Really?
Uh-huh.
We both look cool.
Yeah."
I don't know what I feel right now, but I like it.
And as you come around the edge of the maze, led down the gravel path, the music that you could just hear earlier becomes a little louder as into view comes a wide open lawn, sat immediately in front of the now much more impressive manor that you saw beforehand. And upon this immaculately maintained lawn, next to large French windows that enter into the building, you see white iron tables and chairs, each designed with intricate floral patterns, upon which lounge adults. Many adults, all dressed in clean black and white gowns and coats, top hats and tails, long gloves and elegant lace umbrellas, and over each of their faces they wear black veils, under which they drink tea and eat cakes. And moving between all of them, slowly and dutifully, you see children. Children in smart, monochrome outfits, carrying tea trays and china sets to and from each table before moving back into the house. And off to one side, as the music gets a little louder, you see where it comes from. In the centre of an elegant white bandstand, over which are draped beautiful white flowers, sits a string quartet, their lilting melodies floating over the assembled party. And the adults continue to lounge as the children continue to serve. And the little boy in front of you turns around and, looking at each of you, just, "Okay, so you just need to grab a tray and go about and serve the adults. Please remember, no flights of fancy, no singing and dancing, no childish antics or garish colours. Instead, there shall only be order and properness. We start at 9 and finish at 5, and all in power are happy." And he nods and heads off to a nearby tray.
Can I... okay. I think Gus maybe notices that Ixia saw the clothes. Like, maybe both of them were looking at it. And I'll just move over. I'll, like, do the sidestep over. What is going on? Was those his clothes?
I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. Why are the kids serving the adults like this?
I don't know what work is, but I don't want to do it.
I think as you say that, the exact same time in a slightly different location, Penny leans over to Angie and says, "I know exactly what this is. This is work. I don't want to do work."
It's work. Oh, I mean, I haven't seen this many kids since we were at that farm festival thing. And the music is so good. And Angie didn't hear anything the other kids said because she's looking at all the pretty things. So she runs up to probably one of the other kids that's close to the string quartet. and she's like, "Hi, my name's Angie," and she grabs their hand and starts dancing with them in front of the string quartet.
No, you mustn't do that. You mustn't do that. And
What?
as you do so, a shadow appears behind you. You are not amongst my servants. Who are you? And behind you, you see a tall female figure wearing a wide white dress that stretches like a soft mound of snow, a large white hat upon her head, and in front of her face, a large black veil. And her white gloved hands rest, clasped over her abdomen, as she looks down at you.
Well, hello. My name's Angie. I love your dress, and I love your tea party. I've always wanted to go to a tea party before, and I love it here, and I want to dance to the music. Do you want to dance with me? And then she tries to grab her hand and pull her to dance.
Make a friend.
Yes, Angie, yes.
Okay. I want to use my wish. I want this to work.
She looks you up and down, and while you cannot see her expression, or indeed her face at all, her head cocks in bemusement. It has been a while since I have danced. Tobias, and she turns to the boy next to you. Ensure that the other children go about their duties. I am going to play with this one for a little while. And she reaches out her hand.
Angie is like, wonderful. And she grabs her hand and she starts swinging around. Like, you know, when you're at a wedding and there's that one kid that's on the dance floor the whole time? That's Angie. She doesn't hear the rhythm. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just flailing each arm separately and scooching her booty and holding this woman's hand.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
I'll lean over to Ix and just say, so Angie's dancing now. Fun. What should we do?
I feel like we need to talk to some of these kids and figure out what exactly is going on here.
Yeah, I feel like I've never been around. I don't like being around this many adults. I don't know.
Either. And I mean, Angie's right. All these kids shouldn't be working. They should be dancing the music, eating food. The parents should be, or the adults should be watching them, taking care of them, not the other way around.
Yeah, it's very odd. And this music is not very good.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
We probably go up to some kids and just try to sneak up on them.
You're like, yeah, hello, hey, what's up?
Hello,
What's happening?
fellow kids.
Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah.
You find the child who Angie was trying to dance with has returned to one of the tables and is like correcting a few of the china cups on his tray. And turning around, he sort of starts a little bit, seeing all of you, and, well, hello there. What would you like to be when you grow up? I want to be an accountant.
What's it? I'll turn to Ix. What's an accountant?
I have no idea, but I have a feeling that it's probably evil.
What? How did you get this job? I guess.
Oh, well, the master brought me here to stay with Milady, and as Milady says, we're here to do adult work. No smiling, no laughing. We start at 9 and finish at 5, and all in power are happy. My name is Tobias. It is awfully pleased to meet you.
Oh,
But
Tobias.
you're a kid.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Tobias, you got something on your lapel here, and I'll reach forward and put my finger, and I'm gonna flick him on the nose upwards. I'm trying to make him laugh.
Make a friend.
This is so fun. Plus my mash, which is see. My mush is a 1. Ooh, that's a 9 for a 10 total.
10.
Yeah.
So they respond. So you can choose one. They give you a gift, they tell you important information, or you gain 1 wish.
I feel like I want important information. I want this crack to be beneficial for both of us.
As you flick up, he just looks up at the sky and then down at you and and immediately covers his mouth. And looking between you and Ixia, and indeed the newcomers, come here, and he pulls you to one side. Whatever you do, don't eat the honey. Don't eat the honey.
Okay. Is the honey, is that what you're feeding the adults?
No. That's what they're feeding the children. And as he says this, Angie, the woman in front of you, is just dancing with you and, well, you are a very fine dancer. May I ask your name?
My name is Angelica, but I call myself Angie for short because I like it better and it rhymes with my older sister's name, Lizzie. Angie Lizzie.
Well, aren't you delightful? So, did the master send you to my door?
The master? No, me and my friends, we were just walking around and we found your door. And I saw a big M and I thought that it was actually my turtle's house because my turtle's name starts with an M.
You mean to say the 5 of you have been walking through these woods alone?
Well, not alone. We have each other. And my turtle, Mock.
As you say this, inside the house, boom, 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 a clock begins to strike 12, and the woman in front of you just rises to her full height and announces, "Supper time, children," and all of the children immediately dash into a line in front of one of the French windows, and you see Tobias next to you all. Just, if you try and run, they keep you here anyway. I've just been keeping it in my mouth and spitting it out, but just don't cause any trouble.
Oh, well, okay. If we were to cause trouble, who should we avoid?
Silently and very, very scared, he looks towards the woman who is all but gliding away from Angie, towards the front of the line of children, where you can see that next to her, where she rests, there is a white table upon which sits a small bowl of honey. And as she dips a spoon in, you see that dripping from it, it is black as pitch, as she just feeds it into the mouth of the first child. And the child, "We start at 9 and finish at 5, and all in power are happy," and moves off and immediately takes up a tray and starts to feed the other adults. The next child steps forward.
Should we split up and tell Fred not to eat it?
Yeah, I think so. I know they said not to cause any trouble, but for some reason I have a huge urge to knock that entire pot over.
It's odd. I agree. I really want to push it. Well, we'll do that. We'll come back. Should we just do it now?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. I could blow with my wind and you could throw your flowers and it'll hit it.
I think I can grow a twig long enough to kind of push it, just nudge it to the edge a little bit, and then if you just blow just a tiny bit, maybe you could it'll topple over. But remember what they said, we can't get the attention of that weird lady in that freaky dress.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do it. And I will just wait with my
Ixia-
tiny wind. Yeah.
Ixia like guides out her hand, and a very long twig starts growing. And she just is very slowly trying to guide it to the pot of honey.
I'm going to ask both of you to face your fear, which you roll with disadvantage, as Penny and Lou. What are you doing as this transpires?
I feel like Lou is learning about what work is.
There is a lot of exasperated, like, tugging of honey hair and pulling on their eyes and just gesturing, complaining, and Penny has so many opinions about how this whole operation is running and says it is terribly inefficient. This is not right. They shouldn't be doing this.
Huh?
Oh, I hate work.
As you say
This
this,
is terrible.
one of the adults, their face veiled, walks up to you and just cocks their head.
Lou cocks their head back.
Penny's not looking. Work sucks.
And from underneath the veil, you just hear... And you see a strange writhing inside of the clothes.
Ed, that is crazy. Sorry. That was so good. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Have you practiced this, Ed?
I've been called upon to be a rat in TTRPGs a lot, yeah.
It's good. It's really
Thank
good.
you.
That was great.
Thank you.
Has Angie? I want to know if Angie is noticing what Gust and Ixia are doing.
Well, Gust and Ixia, what did both of you roll?
I rolled a 7.
I got-
Okay.
3 5s for a 10.
Okay, so Gust, you reduce your fear by 1, and you will succeed on your roll. And Ixia,
Am I able
choose-
to use my wish?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I do that?
Absolutely. So, describe what happens. I'll say Ixia first and then Gust.
I think Ixia it does more than she thought that they would, and the twig completely reaches the bowl and kind of wraps around it, and then whispers to Gus and be like, now, you gotta blow.
Okay. I do a tiny little, but it just like amplifies, and far too large. Maybe just a little too large. I think blows the bowl over, and it's just like shatters. Like it's too big of a win.
Me and Gus are just, I'm left with my arm extended out, and the noise like just covers the room, and everybody looks around, and we're just like,
There is a from the cello off to one side as the music just stops.
and I feel like it is exactly that moment that Lou goes, "Rats!" and points and pounces on the person, biting the crap out of their face.
As you jump on the figure in front of you, the body collapses underneath you and almost goes limp, and you suddenly see that squirming and vibrating underneath. It is like the body itself is melting. As underneath the fabric, you just hear all scrambling on top of one another as the veiled figure stood in front of the children suddenly begins to turn around. Where did you say you were all from?
I think Ixia stands in front of everybody and goes, "That's none of your business. What are you feeding these kids?"
Oh, I see. And you see that underneath her dress, it begins to ripple and vibrate. You. And she focuses on you, Angie. You are the child the master has been looking for.
No.
Oh, he
Incorrect.
will reward me kindly for this. And she continues to spasm as she looks around at all of you. And reaching into her dress, she pulls out a small bell. And ringing it, it echoes out. Ding, 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 ding. You will stay, and the fiend will come to collect! And suddenly, she collapses to the ground as in a heap of cloth and velvet, writhing and hissing and growling. Exploding from underneath, a swarm of large black cats rushes out towards each of you, each the size of Angie, and all about the garden. The other guests drop to the ground, one by one by one by one. Their garments as white and black clothes fall limp and lifeless to the floor as heaps upon heaps of black rats fly out onto the ground and are all but covering the grass underneath you. As you just hear from one of the cats, "Do not run, children." And all of them are closing in on you. What are you all doing?
Angie looks over at her friends and she says, "Guys, I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but I'm allergic to cats."
Oh no!
I'm really allergic to cats. And Angie has her broomstick, and she's gonna put it between her legs, and she says, "I don't know if the magic in this one is potent, but it was made by the power of friendship." And she's trying to jump over all the cats and try to escape over them.
Okay, scoot away. What's everyone else doing?
I think Ixia is definitely following after Angie, trying to help her. Because ever since meeting older Ixia, she's been taking their duty to protect Angie very seriously.
I rolled a 10.
A 10. You get away, almost flying, and as you kick back, the bellows behind just... and you just find yourself, like, flying over the top of these creatures, as they just... and you just hear... and these cats just run around, jumping over one another, and they are scattering around in an almost chaotic manner. Gust.
Oh no. I think I am looking for... Oh no. I don't know. What is in this room that might, like, something constructed in this room that might serve us if it were, like, toppled or... I don't know. I assume that it's just a... Oh no.
So there is the bandstand nearby, which is... now you can see that the instrumentalists have also collapsed onto the ground, and leaving only their instruments there have also become rats just running towards all of you. So the bandstand still
Okay.
is upright.
I think I'm going to... Oh no. Rush over to the bandstand, and I think I will try to just invite my friends over, doing what I can to pull them towards me, and maybe create like a wall of wind that like only they can pass through.
Okay.
I think this is perfect because what Penny was going to do, the first thing that popped into Penny's head when this chaos started is, I made a promise to made a promise to Gust that I'll be right next to him. And so I think Penny just kind of like will use their body to like slingshot the bowl for a sled to try to help collect our friends towards this wall we're gonna make.
Brilliant. So I will say, Penny, cause mischief.
Okay.
So you plus your steam.
Oh, that's my best stat. Nice.
Nice.
And I will
I'm
say,
gonna-
considering that the objects that you took from the witch's hut were to help you on your journey, you can add 1 to the result as well.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome. So that's +1, and then one of my signature items. My signature item is honey, so that's going to be a 9.
9, amazing. So something goes awry, but you manage to affect your target, but an unintended side effect puts 1 or more of the kids in peril.
I think I'm the kid in peril, because I get left behind slinging the bowl forward.
Okay. So as the bowl flies forward, knocking under the rest of you and sliding them behind this wall of wind that Gust is creating. Gust, can you make a face your fear, while Penny,
Yes.
can you brace yourself at a disadvantage?
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So it's take the lower 2.
The lower 2, yeah.
4.
As the wind in front of you begins to swirl and your friends pass through, colliding into you on top of the bowl, you ask a question with the wind. And to the north, the wind answers. As you look up towards the skies and you see grey clouds beginning to form and coagulate, they were moving southerly, but now you see that they are turning in the direction of the house. Penny, what did you roll?
I rolled 2 7s.
2 7s, okay.
So it's a 7 at disadvantage.
Okay, so choose one. You avoid the incoming harm, but you create a ruckus, or you take the harm, but doing so renders the source temporarily inert.
I think making a ruckus will be more fun.
Okay, so you avoid harm, but as you do so, as the rats and the cats begin to descend upon you, piling on top of one another, you suddenly see that the cats are getting quite distracted by the rats that are around them. And even though from within you hear the central cat going, "No, no, no, what are you doing, you fools?" You just suddenly hear, and you just see a sort of cacophony of noise just suddenly moving away from you as these cats and rats just fight over one another, leaving you almost on your own in a tiny island of gold, the white and black within your honey now almost at ankle length. It is basically gone now. But as you stand there, in the distance, you too hear the sound of the wind slowly turning towards the manor house. What are you all doing?
Lou got scooped up into a bowl and is now on the bandstand. So I think they're just in a barking frenzy now at this point. They're a little like frenzied barking. And then they look up and see the clouds coming in and they go, "Yes! Rain! Let it rain!"
No. Shh.
What do you mean?
Cats
hate getting wet.
No, shh. You don't. We don't want the rain here. We don't want
We
the
do
clouds
want
here.
the rain here.
And just like still pressing wind out. Yeah, just not really knowing what to do. Everyone can keep going. Gus is panicked.
Angie, when she got boosted with her broomstick, I pictured she landed on top of the hedge that's surrounding the area, and she's looking down at all of the kids, and she's wandering around, and she sees all of the cats and the rats piling up and her friends that are causing a ruckus, and she is looking for the kid that she tried to play with before.
You see Tobias stood to one side, looking around and looking very scared, and occasionally just looking in the direction of the large golden gates that exit the property. And you see him just looking around and seeing his fellow kids, just bringing them in, and sort of around 10 of them in total just huddling together. And you see a few of them are just blissfully unaware of everything that's going on, and he is just holding them tight.
Okay, I know what my mission is. Angie yells at the kids and she says, "Hey, kids!" And while the cats and the rats are distracted, she points at the gate and she's gonna try to follow the hedge to the gate and open it herself so they can escape.
I will say, yep, you're able to do that as you rush forward and the gate just open. You just see Tobias
Go!
and these tiny little pairs of pitter-patter feet just out and out and out. And Tobias looks up at you, his large bulbous eyes just staring. And what about your friends?
We can handle ourselves. We are strong and I'm a witch.
Thank you! And he just starts dragging all of the kids out, as many of them all in a row just running almost carefree out and into the woods themselves.
I should have asked them, like, their names. Oh well. And then she's gonna run back towards her friends from the top of the hedge and go, "Guys! Get up on the hedge!" Oh, hello? Ha! And come here!
I think Ixia sees Angie and tries to get everybody else's attention. Guys, I think Angie has a plan. Come on. We gotta get on the hedge. All the kids are getting out.
Let's go.
All right, let's. Luz is
Angie,
barking.
Angie offers her broom as like a way for y'all to grab for her to pull you up.
Luz's pretty tall, so they'll boost people up too.
Angie can't actually pull people up. She's a tiny little thing, but she thinks she's strong. she's like, grab onto this.
Lou's doing most of the legwork here, honestly, just like pushing people up, and you'll go, ooh yeah, as people just. But yeah, what is everyone doing?
Penny, instead of going up, just stretches to be tall enough to be eye level with Angie next to the hedge.
Hi.
I
Hello.
think Ixia is helping guide the rest of the children out before they meet up at the hedge with them, and tries to lift themselves on top of the hedge.
Gust.
Gust. Does the roof of the bandstand, does it come to like a point?
Yeah, sort of like a sort of curved dome that goes into like almost a weather vane-ish point.
He has stopped the wall of wind and has curled up into a ball in the center of this bandstand. I think he's hoping that the roof will cover him up, but he's not moving.
I think Lou, having boosted or like helped everyone get up, like turns with their hand out to lift up Gus and realizes that he's not there, and they'll kind of rush back over to the top of the dome and kind of get down. Gus, that's a really bad hiding spot.
Rocking, still sitting there.
Gus? Gus?
Shh! Shush! You have to get out. You have to leave.
I'm not leaving without you. Come on.
No, you have to leave now. You have to...
What do you mean? The pack... We're not leaving the pack behind. Come on.
No. You guys, you have to go. You all have to go.
You see the garden furniture begin to fall over as the wind just... And you see rats begin to fly in every direction. It is almost impossibly loud now.
I think at this point, not being able to hear the conversation between Gust and Lou, but seeing resistance, Penny will turn to Ixia and Angie. Oh, I think Gust needs us.
What's going on? I don't understand what's happening.
Angie, oh sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Angie looks at the wind and looks at the rats and looks at you two And she goes, I don't know if we have time to figure out what's going on, but we need to just grab Gust and go. We gotta grab Gust and go.
I think this isn't something that we're going to have to run from. I think this is maybe something we have to help Gust be brave for.
Well, then we need to get over there, and we need to help him.
Angie's thinking about the fiend, and she says, okay, we can be brave, but then we have to go. And, Angie... This is really stupid, but I think this is what Angie would do. Angie takes her new broom, puts it in between her legs, hits the pedal, and jumps off the ledge towards Gust.
I'll say make a scoot away check for me, please.
Oh, God. So I got a 6.
As you fly through the air, and as the clouds lower overhead and begin to descend, and as Gust, you rock back and forth in the middle of the bandstand, as wind thrashes all around you, and the roof of the bandstand is torn clear off, and as Lou, you kneel over him, and as Penny and Ixia, you look on. As Angie flies through the sky, suddenly, something hits her in midair, sending the broom and her flying down to the ground as you take 1 harm and you gain 1 XP. As the largest of the black cats just presses their paws down on you. You are going nowhere. And from the forest, in answer to the silver bell, you hear laughter emanating from within the woods. And as you all look to the gates, in the darkness of the forest beyond, 2 white eyes gaze at you all. And the wind rages on. To be continued.
No!
Not a cliffhanger!
Foul. Absolutely foul.
I'm
That is so
as
messed up.
surprised and heartbroken as you are, but yeah, to be
That's so messed
continued.
up.
That's so messed up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn.
Angie,
I
Damn.
should have used. I had another wish. I should have used it.
Foiled by catapultism. Catapultism?
no. Yes.
I was thinking of that joke.
And she's like, as she's there, she's literally blowing up into hives.
Yeah. Sneezing so hard.
God.
We will be back in a week to resolve this cliffhanger and to begin upon our final 3 episodes of the season. In the meantime, stay out the woods, and what do we say to the moon?
A why?
Oh, wow.